What's up, Ashley? Oh, you look beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
What's up, Texas in the house?
So, I didn't know you were from Houston.
Okay, so
Oh, here we
I'm
go.
not from
Here we go.
Houston, but I went to Prairie View, right?
All right, PBS.
So I lived there from 2001 is when I went to college, and then I didn't leave until 2 years ago. So
Okay.
that's
All right.
kind of, I'm
Yeah,
just,
yeah, yeah. No, no, you can claim it. You can claim it. You can
yeah,
claim
I
it.
can claim it. So Jason, thank you so much for talking to us today. I'm so excited.
Oh, yeah, my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Yes. How are you? Everything going okay?
I mean, as okay as it can be.
Yeah.
I'm safe, I'm breathing, I'm healthy, family is good so far. So, I'm sitting tight and
Yes.
being safe. So yeah, thankful.
Yes. What's been the best part and the toughest part of quarantine?
Oh man, you know, having enough hours in the day to do some things that you couldn't normally do.
Right.
And the worst part is having too many hours in the day to do things.
Oh, I
You
know.
know, sitting at home for 24 hours is it's tough.
Yeah.
After about a week of that, you ready, to have the option to do something else, to have the option to not work on stuff that's staring right in front of you.
Right. Right. Definitely. Well, they're opening things back up a little bit, so I guess we can go outside and walk.
Yeah, I mean, I take walks in the morning, so I've been going outside, but I'm not gonna go crazy like some of
Me
these
either.
people. I just don't think specifically LA is ready to
I know.
really open up because people haven't been behaving as if it's been locked down the last 2 months.
Right.
So it's just so many hot spots, and we're still not sure about the testing, and even the antibodies test that's coming out, it's not 100% accurate, and they don't know if there's just so many factors that we still can't control
Right.
to where I'm just gonna stay put and continue to play it cautious.
We know better.
Oh yeah,
So you grew up in Houston, you attended Booker T. Washington, and you
yeah,
come from a family of the arts. Your dad was an actor, your brother Brandon, he plays on For Life, is an
yeah.
actor. Talk to me about growing up in this environment where your dreams to be an actor were cultivated and supported early on. Tell me about that.
Yeah, I don't take for granted the situation that I was blessed with. The environment that I was blessed with, especially in the African American community. There are a lot of people whose families don't support going into the arts. I went to Morehouse College, and I had a lot of classmates who were like, my mom doesn't support me majoring in drama.
Right.
It's not a real profession. And so from an early age, we were going to see my dad do plays in Houston. I was probably too young to be watching the plays that, that he was doing, but I was exposed to it. So even if I didn't choose this as a profession, I understood how vital it was an experience
Right.
to be able to see the world through different points of view and to be able to understand the world through art.
Right.
And it just so happened that myself and my brother, you mentioned, chose this as a profession, and it's made it, I don't want to say easier at all. It's still a difficult profession to be successful in, but we had some familiarity with the profession when
Right.
we got into it.
Right.
When we
Right.
just have a different kind of, I don't know, passion for it. And it goes beyond trying to be known for what we do.
Mm-hmm.
It's about, okay, I love what I do, and this is the power of it because I experienced it at 7 years old. So I know how powerful this can be and what we can do with it. And so we take it with responsibility. We hold it with a responsibility that I don't think many younger artists come into the game with. They're just trying to
Right.
make money.
Right. I understand that. And the other part is coming from Houston, it's not really a place. Obviously, we have the Beyoncés, we have Meg, we have UGK, we have musical acts, we have Felicia Rashad,
Right.
but you don't have a lot of people that can come from a Houston and make it to the level of success that you've made or Felicia Rashad has made. So I think
Yeah.
that that's so important that you grew up in an environment that, it was supported by, because a lot of people coming in that live in Houston right now, they're like, how can I make
Right.
it as an actor?
Right.
I don't know what to do. So I think that that's important. You played football in high school. So when was it that you changed from football to theater? Like,
Actually, I didn't play football in high school. I played it in middle school.
okay.
And when I got to ninth grade, I decided to stop playing sports, basketball, baseball, football, just stop playing them. And I was also a musician. I played the saxophone, and I stopped
Okay.
playing that in ninth grade. And my mom, who's a teacher, said, "Well, look, you can't just come home after school and not do anything.
Yeah. You know
So you
how
better
the black
choose
mom was
something,
like,
right? Get some kind of extracurricular activity going." And
Right.
my brother Brandon, we went to the same high school. He was already in it.
Hmm.
And so I said, well, let me just try it. Let me pick it up and do this poem and go to this drama competition. And I was pretty good at it.
Right.
And I just caught the bug. I just loved, the immediate gratification, the laughter, or the feelings of the emotional feelings that the audience went through as I was
Mhm.
doing whatever piece I was doing. It's like, oh, this is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Um, and I got caught up in it, and my dad saw us that we had taken an interest into it, and so he became like our first acting coach.
I love that.
Yeah, we would do monologues in front of him, and he would fall asleep while we would do the monologue. I was like, Dad, I'm working here. He said, Yeah, I know, but you put me to sleep. I said, Why? He said, Because you're not telling the truth.
Oh,
And I said, Oh, he said, Look, I am your father, but I understand this profession. I understand this craft. And if you want to take this seriously, I'm going to treat you as if you want to do this as a profession. And so let's build a foundation for your craft. Let's start from a place of truth and
hmm,
honesty. Let's build the character. Let's do so. He was our first real acting coach. He was
that's a
harsh,
blessing. That's a
but
blessing.
oh man, it's such a blessing. It's such a blessing. And both my parents knew. Speaking of Houston, they both knew that I love Houston.
Me
If I
too.
could live in Houston and do what I do now, I would have never moved.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, there's not enough artistic opportunity that
Right.
affords you a living wage.
Right.
And so my parents said, "Look, move to New York." When we finished, school at Morehouse, moved to New York, and me after New York, I came out to LA. We understood that we had to be in larger markets that allowed us the opportunities to work and live as an artist.
Right. Speaking of Morehouse, so right now we're celebrating the class of 2020. A lot of them aren't able to, have their graduations, and you graduated from Morehouse with a BA in theater.
Yeah.
What piece of advice would you share with the class of 2020 on, what to expect in life?
Um,
What's to come?
just in general,
Yeah,
or
just in general, what would you share with them?
it's to be honest, I think we're all graduating. We will all be graduating from this period
I
of
like
which
that.
we have never experienced, right? So not just to the graduating class, the high school seniors or the college seniors, we're all bracing ourselves for this new way of living, new way
Right.
of working. So, really brace yourself. Now is the time to be as creative as you can be, not just as an artist, but as how this world can work and create a kind of normal that will allow you to live, to pay bills,
Right.
be on that kind, use your left side, use your left brain, you will coming
Right.
out, to really be creative. And I think, we haven't seen anything like this in this country's history in the last 100 years.
Right.
But I think the way this country is built and the way we move as a society, creativity is so embraced because we're always, from a capitalistic point of view, we're always looking for a new idea, something that is necessary for the society to move forward in order to make money. Now, let's point that into, okay, let's just live day to day now.
Right.
Let's use that creativity not just to make money. You may get rich
Right.
off of it, but use that creative brain to figure out how we can like get back to a certain kind of normal. And specifically, college seniors, love what you're gonna pick to do for your career. Like, absolutely, absolutely love it.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna be harder than ever now to do it. You know.
That's important. I love that. So let's talk about Broadway. So you played the flashy Levy. Am I pronouncing it right? Levy?
Levy, yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And Trumpeter with Big Dreams and Felicia Rashad's rendition of Ma Rainey's Black Bottom.
Right.
Talk to us about what's more challenging, theater or TV?
Um, different challenges. You
Right.
know, they present different challenges. Theater is, I think, is the platform artists use to really hone your craft. You
Mm-hmm.
know, in theater, there's no cut, edit, let's shoot that again. There's no let's shoot it all and then take it to the editing room and slice together a story. There's none of that. I mean, you know, there are, and not taking anything away from any wonderful actors,
Mm-hmm.
but many Oscar performances are created in the editing room.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
got to give them great material.
Right.
But the editors and the director, when they get all that material, they can slice it up and tell the story any way they want to. They can focus on this person instead of that person. They can do whatever they want. In theater, all eyes are on you at all times. When you're on stage, everybody's looking at you. So if you mess up a line, you got to keep going. So, you know, the challenge of it always being your first take in front of a 500 or 1,000 people, you know, that's a big challenge.
That is.
But you get 4.5 weeks of rehearsal process before an audience sees you. So you've worked the play, you got the character, you know, you got a good hold on what it is you're doing. In TV and in film, you know, you get maybe a week with the script, and you get about, I don't know, 6 to 10 chances to do that scene the way you can do it as well as you can do it. And then it's done forever. You can't touch it anymore. So you have to really be prepared every day you come on set to say, this is the best I can do it.
Right.
So both are very challenging, really challenging.
You also went on to appear in the Tony Award-winning revival of Fences and A Raisin in the Sun alongside Denzel Washington. So
Yeah.
Felicia Rashad, Denzel Washington, you worked with Lance Herman from A Different World. You worked with a lot of people. What have you learned from these different people that you worked with that has stuck with you?
You know, they kind of all said different things, but it was all under the same umbrella of wisdom. And that's, you know, it's basically what's for you is for you. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. You know, but more than what they've said, it's the way they work and the way they approach the work and the way they approach the business, but more importantly, the way they hold the art form in such high esteem and their understanding of the power that it has and their understanding of their own responsibility with the gift that they've been granted. You know, there's so many artists, musicians, actors, whatever, oftentimes come into whatever art form they're using to make a career path, and they forget that responsibility part. They just use it as entertainment. And I'm not knocking anybody at all. But I think how powerful of an artist would you be if you realize the responsibility that you have being able to influence millions of people at one time with your words, with your actions, and watching Glenn, Denzel, even some of the directors, Kenny Leon, Rupert Santiago Hudson, Felicia, watching them understand that responsibility was so empowering to me and gave me a whole new focus and intention of what kind of artist I want to be. You know, it's not just about when I go to my IMDb page and see all the work that I've done. It's, okay, the work that I chose to do or the work that I was blessed to be a part of, how it affected all the viewers. And that's where you can sit and say, oh, wow, my legacy is going to be here much longer than my existence on this earth.
I love that. I love that. Let's talk about Basie, because everybody loves to hate you. Well, your character, rather. Talk to us about how that role, how did you land that role? Like, how did that audition process work? I have many questions about this character. So,
yeah, okay.
Let's get into it. How did you land this role?
In New York, we have, when you're an actor, you have this thing called self-tape. If you can't get to the audition where the casting director is, they'll ask you to do a self-tape in your house. And
Hmm.
so it was a self-tape audition, and that audition was, I don't know if you saw the very first episode, it was just the character at a rally, Black Lives Matter rally. And that was the whole audition. That was it. It was just that audition. So I sent it in, and I heard back from maybe 3 weeks later, and they said I was the first choice. Can I get on a plane in 2 days from
Yes.
New York to Atlanta? And I said, yeah, let's go. And initially, from my understanding, it was only supposed to be 3 episodes.
Oh,
But I guess the writers, either they liked what they saw or they already had an idea of where they wanted to take the character. And thankfully, I was able to meet their expectations with the expectations of the character. And it was just extended throughout the life of the show. It's been so much fun. So much fun.
so you grew up in a Catholic background, though, and I felt like Greenleaf pulls back the veil, if you will, on the Black megachurch.
Oh, yeah.
What did you pull from to get into character? Because I think the megachurches and Catholic churches are a little bit different, if you will. So what did
I
you
mean,
pull from?
they're a little different, but every church has its secrets,
That's true.
no matter the denomination. Every church got its secrets. But when I went to college in Atlanta, I was visiting other churches
Gotcha.
outside of the Catholic Church,
Hmm.
non-denominational churches, Methodist churches, Baptist churches, and even growing up, I would visit French churches.
Right.
So, and just being in a Black family, growing up Black, you get the vibe
Right.
of a Black church.
Right.
Um, so I mean, just pull from many things, but also you don't just have to. With a character like Basie, and I think with all the characters in the show, yes, the central story is church and
Hmm.
religion. But if you remember that every character is human, you're not just pulling from church, you're pulling
Right.
from humanity. You're pulling from the people who go to church and not
That's
necessarily the people of church. You know what I
that's
mean?
true. That's true.
And
That's
remembering
true.
that, so often we put church or the pastor on a pedestal as
You
opposed to
preaching now,
putting the
Jay.
word on the pedestal.
Right.
And the pastor is human. He's just a man speaking it.
Right.
So when you remember all of that, you can find all of the little complexities of every character, especially Basie, and legitimize his revenge
Right.
and make him human. You know what I mean?
Right. What do you think the show's message is, Greenleaf?
Um, in a nutshell, we're all human. We are all human. I don't think that it's trying to discredit anyone's faith
Hmm.
in religion. I do think that it's trying to shine a light on anyone or those institutions that hold themselves to such high esteem that they're no earthly good.
Right.
That whole phrase,
Right.
if you hide all your secrets, how you gonna connect to humanity? How
Oh,
you really gonna connect to humanity if you hide everything?
exactly.
You know,
I love it. So it's coming back in June for the final season.
right?
What are we gonna see? Come on now. Are we gonna see you? Is
I'm a
Daisy
little.
coming back?
I'm
Maybe
sorry.
you might drink too.
I'm a little thirsty. You just gotta watch. You gotta
Okay.
watch. You know that character is he comes and goes, and I can't reveal because the way I left off. I
Yeah.
can't reveal if
Okay.
he's coming back or if he isn't. But I suggest you watch. That's
So
all I'll
we're
say.
watching.
I
I'm
can say
reading
that.
the I'm reading
You
the
should watch.
comments. Somebody says 6T. He needs to come back. So we'll be tuned in for sure. So let's go on to American Soul. Season 2 is coming back May 27th. Are you
Yeah.
excited for this show to come back? I love this show.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I think it's something that's on TV that's not like anything else.
Yeah.
It does a great balance of giving you that entertainment, but also teaching you about the time period and aspects of this man's life who we really didn't know on a personal level.
Right.
And just all the peripheral stories that go along with it, just because of the environment that he's in. It's 70s, LA, entertainment, music, money, corruption. My
Yeah.
character, the gangster. It's just
Hustler.
it's
Yeah.
it's just a great ride, really great ride. So
Talk
excited.
to us a little bit about your character. You played Gerald Ames, but it's
Yeah.
loosely based on Dick Griffey, who was a friend. Is it? Is it not? Or
No,
talk
it's
to us
not.
about.
It's not. It's not. It is. It's an amalgamation of different people that may have come into Don's life. But also, it's really to me a symbol of what Don Cornelius may not have been ready for entering this level of entertainment. You know, he's coming from Chicago with his public access, dance show to LA trying to enter national markets. He didn't understand that, the mob is heavily involved. Or Dick Clark may not be as nice as he presents himself on American Bandstand. It's just
Right.
battling these networks. So I think my character represents that underground that he may not have been ready for. Not that he can't handle himself, but it's a shocker, if you never experienced it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are some of the stories? Because I love season one because we learned so many things behind the scenes, right?
Yeah.
What are some stories that we're gonna be able to learn in season two from American Soul about
Oh
some of our
man.
favorite old school artists?
I think this season, the first season was more about the business of Soul Train, and even with Gerald, the business of Gerald. I think this season with every character, it gets personal. You
Okay.
learn more personal stuff, and the personal things that people are dealing with are causing conflicts with other characters. Like the conflict between Don and Gerald this season, it gets hot. It gets
Oh,
hot because now he and I have a Soul Train club together. So we're actually in business. I have an office on the Soul Train set. But now, although I'm trying to go legit,
trying.
my personal past comes back and begins to threaten the business of Soul Train and the Soul Train brand. So we start bucking heads. It gets heated. And I think for every character, it's just that personal stuff starts to come out. But some of the performers that are coming on to the show, Melanie Fiona is playing Shaka Khan.
Big Boy
Lettucey,
is gonna be on there,
Big
right?
Boy, Big Boy is on there. Lettucey is playing Patti LaBelle.
What?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah,
okay, I
we
cannot
have this
wait.
cool dude playing Elton John. I mean, we pulling them out. We are.
We
Oh,
are
DC
ready.
Young Fly. DC Young Fly is coming on playing Sly and the
I
Family
love
Stone.
that. Oh
Yeah, no,
wow.
we had a great time on set this season, man. Great time.
I can't wait to see it. Now you have me really ready to see it. I'm having my popcorn ready on May 27th at 10 p.m. on BET, right?
That's right. That's right.
All
But you
right.
can also, if you haven't seen the first season, you can catch
Yes.
up now on BET.com and I believe BET on demand as well.
Yes. Y'all make sure you go watch that. So Jay, talk to me about this. So you are a light-skinned, handsome brother, right? Do you often or have you ever experienced in Hollywood colorisms with you're not dark enough or you're not black enough for any roles? Have you ever experienced that?
In my heart of hearts, I have. Um, I know one situation where I definitely have. It was actually told to me. I won't go into the situation.
Right.
Um, but definitely, it's always well. He's a great actor, but he's not black enough.
Mm,
Or look at his hair. I can't really tell what he is.
right.
And the surprising thing, I tell you, actually, the surprising thing is that it happens more with black people making the decisions than with white people making the decisions. And it was hurtful to me in the beginning because we as black people know we come out in so many different colors, shades, hair textures,
Right.
so many in the same family. My family, we all have the same parents. We look like the Rainbow Coalition,
Same.
and it's like you're coming from our own culture, our own backgrounds, and you're
Right.
telling me I'm not black enough. You're telling me I'm the best actor that came into the room, but I'm not black enough. Now, sometimes it's about, well, we've already cast the mother and the father, and it's a little difficult to believe that you're the child of them. I can understand that on a certain level, but then look at the Cosby Show. How many people complain that Sandra and Denise
Right.
weren't the same
It's
skin color
Rudy and
as
Theo or
right,
Vanessa. Yeah. Mhm.
because that's true as well. So it's really hurtful when people from your own tribe tell you aren't black enough, you
You
know.
I asked that because I asked that same question to my Black queens that I talk to as well. Like,
Mhm.
you know, chocolate queens or even
Right.
queens that are the same skin tone as you, because I wonder, how do we get past that? You know, in this industry, how do we get past looking at
I think you right.
that?
You know what? It, I'm gonna go back to what we all used to do, and some of us still do. I don't anymore, and it frustrates me when I hear it. Is when in our own communities we make the jokes about light skin, dark skin. You acting like a light skinned dude. You acting like a dark skinned dude.
Right.
I think it hurts us so much to perpetuate that stereotype in our own communities. Um, it hurts us as men, it hurts us as queens because you have 4 year olds, 3 year olds, 2 year olds believing they aren't as pretty as
Right.
a lot, and they don't even really understand the concept of pretty and
Right.
attractive. But they see the light skinned girl or baby
Right.
getting picked over and over or being treated better,
Right.
or light skinned guys feeling like real soft or real weak,
Right.
and brown skinned guys always being the threatening image.
Right.
And so people outside of our culture do it to us, and then within our culture we
Culture.
perpetuate it and make
Exactly.
it a joke, and it really frustrates me, and subconsciously I think it adds to this whole division
I
and
agree.
divisive. I just hate it. Don't get me started on it. The whole interview would be about this. Don't
Okay.
don't get me started.
We'll talk another time about it, but it is something that needs to be
Yeah,
discussed for sure. So Jay, what is going on next? Are you were working on a script? You were in pre-production on a script. Are
yeah.
you? Is that going to be coming to light anytime in the near after quarantine? Maybe sometime.
You know what? Maybe no. This quarantine has actually allowed me to go back and rewrite and rewrite and rewrite and rewrite, and actually because the script is going to be myself, my brother Brandon,
Yes.
and my father. And so we've all been kind of workshopping it over the last 2.5 months. Yes, it's still in pre-production, still
Okay.
have the money, people behind it and whatnot. But as films go, you start, and then a more urgent job comes along, like
Oh
American
yeah.
Soul, a like Greenleaf, you got to kind of put on the back burner, and then schedules need to meet back up again. But it is coming. It is
Okay.
definitely coming, and it will be shot in Houston. Will be
Oh,
shot.
that's
It
what's
will be shot
up.
in Houston. Absolutely.
That's
Yeah.
what's up. And will you be behind the camera on it as well, behind and in front, or just behind?
No, no. This is too good of a project for me to mess it up directing it. So
Okay.
I'm just gonna be in front of it. I'm gonna hire an experienced professional director who I have in mind to really take it home. To really take it home. Yeah.
Jason, thank you for taking the time out of quarantine to talk to me today.
No, my pleasure.
I so appreciate you. And make sure, again, you guys stream season 1 of American Soul, and make sure you catch it on BET on May 27th at 10 p.m. And we can possibly, maybe, fingers crossed, see you on Greenleaf in June. Okay, we're going to sip more tea.
Watch it though. Watch it. Watch it. Watch
Okay.
it. Thank you for
We
having
will
me.
watch it. Thank you so much, Jason. I appreciate it. God bless you.
You too. Be safe.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Where is the buzz?
Where is the buzz you said was mine?